All right, Shaun, I guess like one of the basic tricks that I think is probably pretty relevant even to like a golf swing would be some sort of spin.
Spin, yeah.
So maybe you can talk us through what's going into that.
Yeah, I think first spin you would learn would probably be a 180. So, I mean, the numbers are just degrees of rotation, so half a circle, and then build up to the 360, the full spin.
Yeah.
I'd say when you start, it's all about the rotation. So I gotta imagine it's kind of like doing your golf swing, but once you get to this point, you need to jump.
Yeah.
And then like follow through. It continues around, but it's all about that sort of that wind up and momentum from the beginning. And then obviously you're adding the momentum of the turn, so you can actually like, you know, if you were gonna spin front side, you would do a toe side turn to set up for it.
Got it.
So you would carve in on your toes and then have the wind up and kind of release off your back edge a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and opposite for the backside spin.
So you do backside, so you come into it on your heels a bit.
Exactly, you like come in off your heels and that naturally winds you up to then throw the other direction. So if you're gonna go front side,
which is probably more golf swing.
Yeah, more
if
golf
you're
swing.
A right-handed golfer.
Exactly, you would do a toe side turn, your arms are already here, and then you come swing it, follow through,
Awesome.
Sort of that sort of thing.
But like, so when you're doing sort of the spin, are you lowering? Take us through like the whole sequence. You go toe side. And you're lowering at the same time, or?
Yeah, I always think like snowboarding's kind of like a, you know, it's really bent knee sort of sport. Like you want to be in this sort of position to either go a little lower or a little taller. Okay. A lot of people kind of lock their knees.
Yeah.
And now they're just, they're just stuck here. Yeah. Where if you kind of keep this bend.
You need a little bit of room either side of that.
Exactly, so you can spring up a bit. So if you're coming in a little bent and then you're doing your toe side turn and then it winds up and it's basically that same sort of momentum through. Yeah. So you're gonna swing the arms and then at that sort of, you know, you can't twist anymore, that's when the lift happens.
Gotcha.
So you get to here and then you jump.
Got you. On my path to learn how to do a 360. So is this a way to
let's start just kind of in the flat here, just so you're not really moving, but you can kind of understand the motion.
I'm gonna go backside.
Oh, you're gonna backside, okay. So what we would do is we would start with the wind up here, and then once you get to here, that's when the release happens.
Got it.
And then you're gonna kind of jump off this back foot a little bit.
Okay.
So there's the wind up,
and
the jump.
Okay, so wind up.
So one more time.
Okay.
So here, normally we'd be toes, or I'm sorry, heels, and then we get to toes, and then this happens.
Gotcha.
So it's the wind up and then the jump.
Okay.
Right where you release,
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Do you feel it? Like it's right where you would normally stop. Once you pick the feet up, you just keep going.
All right.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh. You're almost 360. Yeah, there you go. So you would just keep going. You know?
This is Golf versus Snowboarding, featuring Shaun White, presented by Omega.
Let's start with actually some of the snowboarding analogies.
Okay.
So like one of the first things you taught me was the stance and how the
width and the angles of the bindings.
The bindings, right? Yeah. So it was 9 degrees and 9 degrees, I think is
a little duck-footed.
So that's actually really good for many recreational golfers. I think it'd be great for you is to have essentially a symmetrical sort of duck-footedness in the foot. So maybe a little more with this.
Okay.
Okay. So the reason for that is that you're presetting your foot this way. That's going to actually help you make a bigger turn in the backswing, and then a bigger turn in the fall through as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very similar.
Yeah, you'll see different variations. Some people square off their trail foot and flare out their lead foot. But I actually think for a lot of recreational golfers, having both feet flared out is a great place to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I naturally
and I would say you probably
feel better that way.
Yeah, and I would do a little more on the, maybe have a hair more on the left than you would on the right. Like okay, great. So now all this is to really help facilitate a bigger turn. In the golf swing, you need that similar sort of wind up. That's the backswing. You make a backswing, but we can make a much bigger backswing than we currently are. Yeah. So it'll feel probably a little bit out of control at first. That's okay. That's how we're going to eventually like maximize how far you can hit it.
Okay.
So go ahead and set up to it.
Okay.
And you know, when you're doing snowboarding, you have a lot of that sort of heel toe kind of edge feeling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So feel that in your feet a little bit. Get a sense of heel to toe, heel to toe.
Yeah.
Now the idea would be as you turn back.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a turn.
Yeah.
You're gonna turn much more from your pelvis.
Oh.
Okay, so down in your hips. And you might actually feel like you get some pressure towards the heel of your right foot when that happens.
Oh.
And it's not necessarily that you're trying to go to the heel of your right foot.
Is it toe and heel?
A little bit,
thing?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's more that this trail hip is really pulling back. Now with that, you can see how your trail leg is starting to straighten a little bit, okay? And then with that, there's probably a little bit, it's not dramatic, but a little bit of pressure going maybe towards the heel of your right foot.
For sure.
And then on the other side, this left hip is really turning through, this left leg is coming in a little bit, and there's maybe a little bit of pressure going to the toe of your left foot.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
can you feel that a bit?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that's how we're gonna help you make a much bigger turn right now to start. Okay, so do it again, just to feel it.
Whoa.
Good, way better. One more time. Good, really good.
That feels like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay, so now
Okay.
I want you to do the same thing and then just make a pretty aggressive practice, or swing on the way through.
Okay.
So big turn, really in your hips going back. Good. Nice. Nice. Really nice. Good. Really good. Much better. Much bigger hip turn.
Oh, it's way better. Before I was just.
Yeah. Right. And I think
Okay.
that's very instinctive for people when they're starting
Yeah.
out, is like, let me just make contact.
Yeah.
But we want to get a little bit of reckless abandonment to it.
Okay.
On the other side, it's going to be somewhat similar, where you're going to go now through the left foot towards the heel. So you're going back, let's make a backswing.
So there.
Okay, good. And now as you come down, it's gonna feel like it's in the ball, but now it's gonna go towards the heel. That's gonna help get this left side out of the way. And then this is gonna really come off onto the toe. And see how I'm actually pivoting up on the toe?
Yeah.
That's somewhat different than, say, snowboarding, because your feet are anchored in a
Yeah,
snowboard. So you
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
actually do
I'm
this
actually popping it. Okay.
Yeah, so let yourself get
This
up.
means I broke a binding or something. That's
Exactly,
nice.
so you gotta break the
Yeah,
binding, right?
Yeah, okay.
Let's do that again.
So from here.
Good. And then you're gonna almost take, pretend like
And
you
I
have a-
come forward slightly?
I wouldn't worry about, I mean, technically yes, but let's not worry about
Okay.
that per se.
So
I want you
here-
to feel like it's really coming from your core, like your pelvis.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then feel like you have, almost like you had an eyeball on your right thigh, and you're gonna point that towards the target.
Okay.
So let the front of that right thigh,
And where's this one going? Just chilling?
Kind of straightening back that way.
Okay, like locking
Yeah.
almost?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay, okay.
Good. Good. Really good right there.
Yeah?
Much better.
All right.
Much better.
I'm trusting you.
So now let's whack one. Just try to do that backswing, and then we'll kind of keep adding things to it. We'll keep adding parts of snowboarding to your golf swing.
Okay. Whoa!
Okay, good cut. It's good cut. So now you really went to your heel where your right toe pulled off the ground. Doesn't need to be that much. I mean, it's definitely subtle. It's more about pulling that right hip back.
Yeah.
And now it'll pull a little bit of pressure.
Oh yeah, it's coming up. Okay.
There you go. Really nice
I
one.
went straight at least.
Yeah. Okay, go for it again. Step to it. Get a little farther away from it.
Okay.
And then I want you to bend over just a little bit more. There you go. Okay, good. There you go. That was really nice. Now these are just little tweaks to like get the bottom in the right place.
So here. Ah! You got it. So wind up that way. Perfect. Oh! Once you add the speed, it changes a little, huh? That one was fine. I think it's really soft, so you can get like kind of like when I'm going, I have to kind of like dig in to get the turn. So I think it's just kind of soft and not letting you like push. So it's like, it's a weird part about the sport, but like when it's icy, it's kind of better.
I see.
Because it's at least consistent. You can dig in your edge and get the torque you want, where if you're trying to jump in this or like run in sand, it's just like, yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, you lost a lot of your speed here too.
I know. God, I messed that up.
So yeah, toe edges, and you had it too. You had the wind up here.
Yeah.
And then again, you gotta, what can help too is So if you're spinning and you look back at this tail and jump, that'll help get you
Got it.
off and around.
Okay.
Up. Ah! That was close. You had that one. You had that one.
Damn.
What did it feel like?
It's like I have a hard time getting out of the snow.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I missed time. Maybe I missed timing.
Your speed looked better.
Yeah, the speed felt good.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe I missed time. Maybe I tried to jump too early or something.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe a little bit. Let's try frontside because that might feel a little more natural for you. I feel like.
Okay. Cool.
Wind up and then. So wind up. Oh, you got the 180.
I can do that one.
You got that.
I can do that one.
You went a little early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wind up. Yeah. That was it? You just did what you did on the first one where you were already here.
Oh.
So you got to it and you're already here.
Yeah.
And then you tried to go further that way.
I didn't have a backswing.
Instinctually you're like, oh, I'm going this way, I want to be here. But yeah, you have to kind of like put the shoulder to it and then, because then it's like that, the spin.
Okay, so let's keep talking snowboarding for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my biggest issues when I was trying to do 360 was that I wasn't like fully winding up to create momentum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to do a 360, talk me through like if you're twisting a little bit.
Twisting, I mean, a lot of it kind of would be loading the back to spring kind of forward.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everything's like, the arms are coming back, and I feel like that's a bit of my trouble when I'm golfing is like, I want to spin. I'm so used to that rotation that when I come through, I end up like turning the club.
Yeah.
And I don't know, opening the face or whatever. And
yeah.
My buddies were like, why don't you aim over here if the green's there? And I just started nailing it because it was always, at least I was consistent with my arc.
What if there's a trick, and you can tell me if there is or not, where you're almost twisting off the nose? Is that a trick?
Kind of. I mean, it's more of like a front flip or something you would be doing, yeah.
Okay, so what I would say is you need twist that's more either level or kind of maybe off the front.
Off the front more.
Yeah. If you can invent a trick right now.
Yeah. We don't really have that. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
So twist. That's when you say like you feel like your snowboarding gets you in trouble with your golf swing. The twisting part's great. It's more that it's twisting off the tail, off the rear, as opposed to twisting kind of working forward.
Like forward and through.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So maybe give that a go. Let's do a practice swing again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Kind of forward?
Yeah, way better.
Okay. Should I try to hit one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good, dude. A little tail to the right, but that's got some. I mean, you're making it.
I think I didn't fall. I didn't. I feel like I stopped here a little.
Yeah, you didn't quite get forward with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite off the nose.
Okay.
So doing a 360 off the nose. Yeah, beautiful. Really nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Good swing right there. Better. You're starting to get off that right foot. That's really nice.
At least it went this way a little more.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to try and get rid of that slice
Okay.
and get this ball to draw a bit.
Yeah.
That was nice. I mean, it was a little bit behind it, but it's still
What does behind it mean?
kind of when the contact
Oh, it
maybe
hits
just
behind the ball.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
just a little
I
bit.
felt that.
And that's what, if you can get this whole right side forward as you're
Moving
turning through
forward.
it, that'll help with that.
Okay.
There you go.
That felt way better.
That ball is so good right there. Really nice. Smash. That's so awesome.
Oh, I was hyped.